EAFC is finally here. We finally have our game. And you need to know what players to put in your squad. Well, here are the top 10 most OP players. Let's go. So to kick things off, a player that's definitely going to be in my teams, Matheus Nunes. With all 70s minimum stats, I think this card is going to be the perfect all-rounder for your midfield. You can't go wrong at the start of the game with someone so balanced in the middle of the park, but you need players to be reliable that won't cost you too many coins. And I think Matheus Nunes hits that OP tag right on the head. Next up on the list is an absolute speed demon. Still under the 80 ratings overall, however, his pace is over 90. And that is exactly what you're going to need for these tricky people, especially you rats, who like to run to that byline. None other than Manchester City's new boy, Jeremy Doku. With 91 pace, as well as 83 dribbling, you've got yourself a speed demon on your hands. Yes, the shooting and passing is quite low, however, if you slap a dead eye on him, you're absolutely laughing. Now this one, it's an oldie, but a goodie. You guys have been using him in your starter teams for years, and he's been an absolute pain. No, it's not Rafa Varane. Nope. It's the man that's usually next to him. It's Joe Gomez. With 82 pace and high 70s in defense and physical, you cannot go wrong. And I'm sure with the fact that he's still under 80 rated, he's gonna be a cheap one. So get him in your teams. Everybody needs that pace when that ball goes over the top, or you try to make it back to that byline to stop that cutback. Joe Gomez, he's still usable. Next up, we're heading down to the coast. Yeah, with the birds and the Pebble Beach. That's right, Brighton. And we're looking at their new boy, who can play left wing and also at striker with the way the new format of the game is, Ansu Fati. 89 pace and 80 dribble. All this card needs is a deadeye to get yourself up and running. And I guarantee as a 78 rated, he's not going to cost an arm and a leg. But what he will do is breeze past players with that insane pace. Get him in your teams. For the next one, we're still staying at Brighton because I found another absolute gem. You know me, you know I love well-rounded players, and this guy is exactly that. None other than Estupinan. Am I saying that right? I'm not sure. I'm a little bit stupido.
Okay, bad joke.
But anyway, with his all 70s across the board, slap an anchor on him, he's perfect. Or if you're looking for a bit more defense, put a sentinel on, boost the defense and physical, and you're laughing. For me, personally, 77 pace is actually enough at the beginning of the game. Remember, not everybody is going to have crazy players, so you can get away with this. And it will allow you to use your budget elsewhere. But for me, I would use an anchor on this guy and I'd call it a day. This guy, very new to the league, but shouldn't be new to your squads. That's right. It is Timber! Very underrated card this looks like this year. 78 pace, 80 defense and 80 physical. All you need is an anchor and you are perfect. Merge that with my other pick, Joe Gomez, who's a lot faster than him. I think you're absolutely onto a winner. Now the next player is always in my starter teams. Got relegated last year, but bounced straight back up, and now he's found himself at a top 6 club. I'm sure you can guess who it is. It's not James Maddison. Harvey Barnes. With his pace and dribble in the 80s and his shooting and his passing in the high 70s, he just makes sense. Very simply, every time I've used him, I just put a deadeye on him and he's good to go. And I think this year is going to be no different. Harvey Barnes, back at it again. Now, this card in real life has had a terrible start to the season. Their team has pretty much crumbled, especially against mine. However, in Ultimate Team, this card will make sure your defensive line is solid. I'm talking about the one-on-one master, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 83 pace, 77 defense, 71 physical. The pace is already there, so even if you don't want to add to the pace, you can throw it all onto the defense and physical for Sentinel, and you've got yourself the perfect cheap OP right back. Now this one is one I am dying to use. The only one that has made it over the 80 rating, but because I've been so frugal with the rest of our team, I think splashing on one player who may just be considered a little bit outside of that range isn't the worst thing in the world, right? I'm gonna go with, to lead my line, none other than Alexander Isak. What a card he has. 83 pace, 81 finishing, 85 dribbling, and 72 physical. This card is going to be a freaking animal, and I've got to have him. And and I suggest you guys do too. I would suggest being frugal with the rest of the team, looking at the players that I've suggested, and getting a guy like this to lead your line. A hunter on him, and it is game over. And there we have it. That's my top 10 most OP players in the Premier League. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you decide to take any for your teams, and also who you want me to find out for you next. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!